This is the wrap-up for the live market open for Tuesday, June 6th. We had some big movements in markets. The main news releases are Janet Yellen is not overly worried over the last jobs report, but in general, very, very cautious. We did see the US dollar initially move up. That was very short-lived, but now it's sliding back down. Chances for rate hike have fallen quite a bit. Brexit polls, one poll of YouGov, which has lots of polls recently, shows a shift towards the Remain camp. That's the excuse for this big fat finger on the pound. We'll show that on the charts. Nearly 200 pip jump, only to come back down. Another poll does show another move towards Brexit, more momentum. So it's very confusing and very, very messy. Oil edging closer to $50. This helps the CAD a bit. And the RBA mentions rising house prices, and that's an excuse for the Australian dollar to ride a bit higher, even though the rest of the statement was sort of balanced. Okay, and let's look at the charts. And euro dollar very, very stable. We had this Janet jump, if you wish, the Yellen moves yesterday, but basically we're very steady in range. 113.35 support, 114.10, 114.60 resistance, 112.50 is support. Pound dollar, here is the crazy move from just under 145 to 146.56, all the way back to support at 145. So the pound is higher on the day, but this looked like a fat finger very early in Europe, 5 in the morning in the UK. Dollar yen, 107.70 at the moment, edging higher, erasing my line of 107.65. 108.25 is the next line of resistance, followed by 109.40, support, very strong support at 105.50. Dollar CAD, the Canadian dollar is enjoying the weakness of the US dollar and the tick of oil prices higher, it wants to rise above 50. 127.50 strong support, 129.10 strong resistance after working as a double bottom. Aussie dollar, we had our special segment for the Aussie today. It's rising, 74.40 immediate resistance, 75 the next one, 73.75 support, and 73 another level of support. And the Kiwi dollar also moving higher. It failed in its first attempt to break above 69.50. The next line is well, the round number of 70, but more importantly, the double top of 70.50. Support 68.80. And low support 66.70. Okay, events for today, and then the pairs to watch. Of course, I would say the pair to watch, well, not really now, but at night would be, well, Australian dollar, because of the Chinese trade balance. You can always have surprises from that. Also, but during this morning, during today, I would say that the pound remains interesting because of further Brexit polls. It's getting very tight and very choppy. But in general, we have the revised GDP from the Eurozone. No big surprises are expected. 0.5 will probably be confirmed quarter over quarter, confirmed. At 12:30 GMT, also revised productivity and labor costs from the United States. Is not a top tier release in the first release, and certainly not in the second one. And we also have the optimism figure from the US. Usually not a big market mover. Canadian IV PMI, that does move the Canadian dollar just a bit. Let's expect to show less, a worse outcome. Consumer credit in the United States, and then Japanese final GDP revisions are not that uncommon. So we might have a change. It should impact the Bank of Japan, but we have no expectations regarding that. And as I mentioned, Chinese trade balance, again, watch out for imports and exports. This will determine, I believe, the market open tomorrow. One thing I did not mention earlier in the show is that today there are in the United States the final, almost final primaries. We have, well, Donald Trump already secured the nomination. Hillary Clinton, some news agencies said she reached the delegate threshold. Some don't. Anyway, elections are held in California, New Jersey, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, and I must have missed another state. I thought I remembered that. Anyway, California is the big one to watch. It'll be a bit symbolic if Bernie Sanders wins, and that will allow him to claim that he has a better chance against Trump. But in any case, there's no chance he can reach. I mean, he doesn't have the popular vote. And I think after tonight, it's going to be sort of, I believe he's going to concede. If not tonight, then tomorrow, especially if he loses California. And that will sort of clear the match. Clinton vs. Trump. Politically, it has become much more fierce. Of course, with the fraud allegations and the racism against Trump University. Anyway, it's gonna be a dirty and interesting season. So far, I didn't mention before because it doesn't really have an impact on markets. I mean, we might have an impact if we have a big surprise of a Bernie Sanders, sweet victory tonight, which seems very improbable. In terms of politics, the Brexit referendum is much more important now. Yellen said it herself. So yeah, so I would remain with the pairs to watch. You can say euro-dollar if you want. No, I won't say euro-dollar because I'm a bit frustrated with euro-dollar. I would say pound-dollar because of all these Brexit polls, and during the night, the Australian dollar. Yeah, okay. So that's it for today, for the show. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming, for the great questions. Have a great and successful trading day. And we'll be here tomorrow. So that's it. Thank you, and bye-bye.